Hi guys, this morning I'm making homemade butter rolls. So to my bowl I'm going to be adding some warm milk. That's 1 cup of warm milk. Make sure your milk is not too hot, it's just lukewarm. Then to that milk I'm going to go ahead and add in my sugar. And I'm going to be adding my active dry yeast. Now all the measurements will be down below. And I'm going to go ahead and give this a mix in all that sugar with the milk and the yeast. This will help wake up the gluten and help it start foaming. After sitting for 10 minutes, that's how long you need to let it sit and foam. It should look just like this. Okay, now that it looks like it's foamy, we're going to start adding in more ingredients. I am going to go ahead and add in my butter. I'm going to go ahead and give it a good mix. Now I'm going to be adding 1 egg. So go ahead and stir the egg in really good with the butter and the milk. Now that it's been mixed well, I'm going to go ahead and add my 1/4 cup of sugar. And then I'm going to come in with 3½ cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, for this part of the process, if you have a stand-in mixer, it would make it so much easier on you than having to do it with a spoon. But I don't have a big enough mixer, so I'm going to go ahead and just do it with a spoon. And you want to scrape the sides of your bowl and fold it in on itself. Now eventually this will start to make a dough ball, and once it does, you're going to let it sit for 20 minutes, and that will help you knead the dough when it's time to knead it. But right now, go ahead and make sure you get all of that flour incorporated with the wet liquid and make your dough ball. After a few minutes, your dough should look like this. And what you're going to do now is just make sure everything is incorporated with each other and you don't have any loose flour. And we're going to let this sit in a bowl for 20 minutes. And what that's going to do is, since your dough is sticky, it will allow it to harden just a little bit on the outside, and it's going to make the kneading process much easier. So let's go ahead and leave this for 20 minutes and we'll come back to knead. Okay, I'm going to get this bowl ready and put some oil down in the bottom, and I'm going to spread it all over. This will be the bowl that the dough will rise in. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes and I'm going to go ahead and take some flour and flour my surface. And I'm going to take my dough out of the bowl, and as you see, it's kind of hard on the outside. That's okay, it's not going to hurt the dough. Just take your dough and knead it, and we're going to knead it for 10 minutes straight until the dough is soft and smooth. Now again, you can use a mixer while you're kneading. This will make it a lot faster and a lot easier. But if you're doing it by hand, make sure that you do it for 10 minutes straight, and it should look something like this. It's softer and it's smooth, and it's ready to go into the bowl and put in a warm place. Now you want to make sure that you're not going to have it in too cool of a place, because it will not rise. I put it in my oven with the light on, and I left it in there for a good hour and a half. So go ahead and make your dough ball, put it in your bowl, and let's go put it in the oven to rise for an hour to an hour and a half. Okay, so here I'm just making sure that the dough is covered in oil. This will help your dough not to dry out. And what I do is I cover my bowl with plastic wrap, make sure it's airtight, and then I put it in the stove to rise. Okay, while I'm waiting on my dough to rise, I'm going to take my baking dish that I'm going to cook them in, and I'm going to line it with parchment paper. This will help the butter rolls not to burn on the bottom and not to stick to the pan. Okay guys, so here is our dough. It has doubled in size. So I'm going to take the plastic wrap off, and I'm going to use my fist and I'm going to punch out all of the air. After I punch out all the air, I'm just going to work the dough out of the bowl, and I'm going to lay it onto my working surface, and I'm just going to pat it out flat just a little bit, and we're going to start cutting it so we can start making our butter rolls. Now this recipe calls for it to yield 16 butter rolls. I don't know how I did it, but I wound up just getting 15. So you can make them as big or as small as you want. They will get a little bigger when they sit in the pan and rise again. But I wound up getting 15. So do the best you can and just separate it, and you'll wind up getting at least 15. Okay, as you see here, I've already got it separated, and I'm making my dough balls, and it should be smooth on top, just like that. And I will give you a good close-up of what this looks like. You can roll it on the table to close up the bottom, and here it is up close. There's all of my dough balls, and these are ready to sit for 30 minutes covered with plastic wrap. I did cover these with plastic wrap, and I put them over there on top of my stove. My stove is preheating to 350 degrees, and this helped the rolls rise just a little bit faster. So go ahead and put you some plastic wrap over the top, and these are going to rise for 30 minutes, and then we're going to come back with some egg wash. Okay, as you see here, I'm going to make my egg wash. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button for me. And don't forget to hit that bell and get notified when I drop another video. So there I added a tablespoon of milk and 1 large egg, and just whisk it until it's well combined. Okay, here are my rolls. They have doubled in size again, and I'm just making sure to brush these with the egg wash. I want to get down in the crevice between the baking dish and the rolls, and just make sure every last roll has a coating of the egg wash. This will help them get golden brown. And as I said before, guys, I preheated my oven to 350 degrees. You're going to cook these for 15 to 20 minutes or until they're golden brown on top. Here they are cooking inside the oven. They've been in there quite some time now, and they're starting to double in size, and they're looking good. Okay, after 20 minutes, they are now ready to come out of the oven. I'm going to put them right up here and let you look at them. They're nice and golden brown. Now it's time to start putting some butter on the top of them. So what I do is I just get some butter and I just put it down on top of the rolls and let it melt. And then I'll take my brush and I'll brush the butter all over the rolls. So I'm just going to dollop this all over and let it melt a little bit, and then I'm going to spread it with my brush. Okay guys, after brushing the butter on my rolls, I took them out of the baking pan. And here you still see some of the butter, but they're nice and shiny and fluffy. I'm going to take one of the rolls off the corner here and let you see just how well they rose in the oven and just how soft they are. These are still piping hot, and I'm going to break it open and let you see the inside. And I thank you so much for watching today. Let me know if you try this recipe out. Y'all have a good day, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.